Greetings and welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Welcome to the channel. My name is the Old Guard and I do blind playthroughs and let's plays of dark fantasy and gritty science fiction RPGs, primarily on PC. I'm kicking off 2026 with a blind playthrough series of Rogue Trader. Picked this up on the Steam sale, the Steam winter sale. The game has been out for over 2 years now. It has seen a lot of updates since release, and it's supposed to be in really good shape now. So I thought it was a fantastic time to jump in. I've been curious about this game for a very long time indeed. When it came out in 2023, it was on the heels of Baldur's Gate 3, and I think 2023 was a really great year to put a spotlight on CRPGs. I think Baldur's Gate 3 really opened the doors on opening up the audience for CRPGs, and Rogue Trader, instead of really being overshadowed or anything, I feel like Rogue Trader benefited from coming out in the wake of such a important game as a BG3. I myself have not yet tried BG3. It's somewhere on my backlog. It's on my purchase backlog. I haven't even picked it up yet, so it's on my backlog of things to purchase eventually at some point. But being more of a Warhammer 40,000 novelization fan, I kind of come from the novel side of the 40K fandom. I have a couple codex books, but most of my knowledge of 40K comes from the novels and from playing a little bit of Dawn of War 1 and 2, Space Marine 1 and 2 as well. I really like the universe, and I would like to learn more about it. There's a plethora of lore that one can get lost in. In any case, I'm going to set down some ground rules for the blind playthrough. As I mentioned, as the name suggests, it's blind, so I'm not looking up guides. I'm not following any sort of walkthroughs. I did catch myself watching a couple beginner guides on YouTube. There are quite a few of those, and they're quite good. So I started watching them, and then I had to stop myself because I wanted to be as fresh and pristine as possible in this series. I'm going to be releasing a new episode at least once a week. That's the cadence I'm aiming for right now. Basically, anytime I'm playing this game, I will be recording gameplay, so I should have plenty of content to chop up and release over a long period of time. This is going to be my first quarter of 2026 project. I tend to play games very slowly, so if you like leisurely, chill playthroughs of games, and you're in the right place. So, without further ado, I'm going to do a quick tour of the settings. I'd already strolled through here previously to set my graphic settings. I have pretty much everything turned up to maximum. I don't have FSR turned on because I have a NVIDIA card, so I just decided to leave that off. Frame rate limit is interesting. I thought I had this higher. Oh, I see. So, okay, because VSync is on, it's just matching the frame rate and refresh limit of my monitor, which should be 165, so that's fine. But I don't know why it says 60. If I turn it off, could I then... Oh, I haven't turned the frame rate limit on. Okay, if I have VSync on at all, then I can't turn on the frame rate limit. But now I can jack up the frame rate limit. So let's do this. Okay, I think this will be the only change I will make. And I leave everything on ultra settings. Oh, interesting. If I put on Ultra, then by default, it turns on VSync. You know what? Why don't we just leave it on Ultra? This is a turn-based game, so I don't think having 165 frames a second, even if I could get that high, is gonna make much of a difference. So let's leave it on the Ultra preset. I'm not gonna really mess around with these brightness and contrast settings. I'll leave it on default. The sound, I think I've tuned pretty well. The game is not gonna be blasting for me or for you, but if you find that the game audio is too quiet, please let me know in the comments, and for the future episodes with the blind playthrough, I will adjust and tune it up so that's perfect. So you guys just help me figure out the best settings for volume. All right, I think we're ready to go. The majority of this episode is gonna be on character creation. I'm not going to go for a preset, but we'll see. I mean, I have in mind to just do a custom character, but we'll see how it goes. By the way, I am playing on, I think I already mentioned already, I'm playing on Steam, and I'm just playing the base game. I don't have any DLCs installed. I just got the base game, no DLCs, just doing a fresh playthrough of the campaign now. Alright, so, yes, scenario, main story. We don't have Void Shadows, we don't have Lex Imperialis. I'll consider picking these up later on, maybe. But I have a pretty spotty history when it comes to playing the DLC that I buy for the games, even for the games that I love, so let's just leave the DLC alone for now. Yeah, I'm not going to even consider doing any of the difficulties above normal. So the real decision right now is whether I want to have a more easygoing time on story, or should I just play it on the default normal. I hear this game is quite dense, complicated, and difficult. So even normal could be more than enough for someone like myself who's not super experienced with CRPGs. Normal difficulty level is designed for players unfamiliar with the base game systems or those who play tactical games and CRPGs infrequently. The stats and modifiers of enemies and the game environment are slightly reduced. Okay, this sounds like it could be perfect for me. Let's check out the story description. Story difficulty level is designed for players who want a relaxed experience, primarily focusing on the narrative aspect of the game, with a reduced emphasis on ground and space combat mechanics and character progression. The stats and modifiers of enemies and the game environment are significantly reduced. Sort of what I expected. So beyond deciding on a game difficulty setting, you can do some additional tweaks, which is nice. If I knew anything at all about how the game operated, then I might start playing around with these sliders, but I don't. So I'm not even gonna bother looking through all the descriptions. It's really detailed, isn't it? I'm just gonna go normal. Okay. I just had to remove my headset temporarily. But now I got it back on my head and I'm ready to go. Sorry for the pause there. Wait, let's go normal. Alright, character creation. Ooh, pre-generated character. Let's see what the pre-gens are. Hekata. Archetype, soldier. Background: Imperial World, Military Traditions, Astra Militarum Commander, Feat of Greatness, Brand of Shame. Abilities: Regimental Tactics, Run and Gun. So somebody who's good with firearms, very combat oriented, obviously, good with firearms. Probably has some like leadership qualities. Can maybe apply buffs on teammates, is my guess. I can look at the outfit settings or look at more information. Oh, I see. A soldier is a master of all range weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position on where they stand, ready to rain fire on the enemy. While well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. Core focus, movement and range attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. Keystone features. Okay. Oh, okay, within... Okay, you can keep drilling down into more details, which is great. Want to learn more about the keystone features. Run and gun. The soldier gains +2 plus AGI bonus divided by 2 MP. The next attack costs -1 AP less and does not count toward the attack limit per turn. Until the end of the next turn, the soldier becomes winded. While winded, the soldier suffers a -10 penalty to ballistic skill and cannot use run and gun. I wanted to get an explanation of what the AGI bonus is actually about, but they don't drill down any further beyond this. Revel and Slaughter. The soldier immediately removes the winded effect. Until the next combat, the soldier gains the following bonuses: +10 ballistic skill, 5 + 2 times AGI bonus, percentage critical damage. AGI bonus percentage critical hit chance. This ability becomes available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. The kill counter is not reset between rounds. Firearm Mastery. Oh, there's 2 types of Firearm Mastery. Heroic Act. The soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire, minimum 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Until the end of the soldier's turn, the first attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon. Desperate Measures. The soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire, minimum 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Until the end of the soldier's turn, their first attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon. Starting from the next round and until the end of combat, the soldier's AP are reduced by -1. Okay. There's a crazy amount of detail. I kind of get the gist of the soldier, kind of. Okay, so the Imperial World provides the boost to ballistic skill and perception. The Astra Militarum Commander background provides the regimental tactics and all this other stuff. Regimental tactics. When used for 1 round, the Astra Militarum Commander and their allies do not suffer damage from allied attacks and deal +20 + 2 times FEL bonus percentage more damage to enemies that were attacked by them since ability activation. If multiple Astra Militarum Commanders are in combat, the effect does not stack. It can only be used once per combat. So there is friendly fire in this game. That's just great. Yeah. Feat of Greatness. You utilize your talents as a commander to achieve a great victory over the ruinous powers. +5 persuasion. Brand of Shame. As the commander-in-chief of a disastrous military campaign, you are buried in shame. Coercion -5. So it's almost like they cancel each other out. I have +5 persuasion. I also have -5 persuasion. Coercion, I guess, is something different. Pardon me. It represents the character's talent to manipulate other people through intimidation and reach their desired goals via threats and pressure during dialogue. Okay, coercion is more of like the verbal violence and verbal intimidation, whereas persuasion is more you have a silver tongue. It represents the character's talent to manipulate other people through negotiation. It allows a character to reach their desired goals and dialogues by making good impressions and peacefully convincing others to agree with their point. Right. Let's look at Darius. His archetype is operative. Oh shoot, I don't want to select them. Operative. An operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus. Precise single attacks, defense, penetration, area debuffs, consistent firing position. So less moving around than the soldier. Okay. Okay. Analyze enemies. The operative targets one enemy within line of sight. That target immediately gains +1 intelligence bonus divided by 2 exploits. Expose weakness. The operative removes all exploits from the target, decreasing the target's dodge, parry, and armor by -15 plus exploits removed times perception bonus divided by 3 percentage until the start of the operative's next turn. If this ability reduces the target's armor to 0, the operative removes only half the exploits from the target. Ultimate abilities. He's got 4 ultimate abilities. Dismantling attack, heroic act. Operative immediately inflicts 1 exploit on each enemy in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. Can even use a ranged weapon in melee range. This attack always hits. Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a -30 penalty to armor, block, dodge, and parry. Dismantling attack, desperate measures. The operative immediately inflicts +1 exploit on each enemy in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. Can even use a ranged weapon in melee range. This attack always hits. Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers -30 penalty to armor, block, dodge, and parry. Until the end of combat, the operative's attacks cost +1 AP more. I think I'm getting the gist somewhat. So this guy can dual wield, which is cool. Okay. Death World. Death World origin, eh? On Death Worlds, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. While it's exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smuggler and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Let's take a look at the surefire plan here. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains plus intelligence bonus attacks of the surefire plan effect. Activation of this ability consumes 1 stack and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal plus 10 perception bonus percentage more damage. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain plus 10 percentage bonus percentage dodge and parry until the start of their next turn. If the Crime Lord uses a non-damaging ability on an enemy, the enemy suffers a minus 10 intelligence bonus percentage penalty to damage for 1 round. Can be used multiple times per round. Apex of Brilliance, you manage to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. Wow. Logic, plus 5. Shadow of Torment, you were arrested and thoroughly interrogated using creative and violent methods. Carouse, minus 5. It represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by some poisons, stimulators, or alcohol. They give access to new dialogue options. But we looked at surefire plan. We looked at analyze enemies as well. Opera sounds cool. I had envisioned my rogue trader to be, I guess, someone of this kind of background, a crime lord. And coming from a very dangerous world of origin. Sounds pretty neat as well. We'll see. I could just go with Darius, since he's already built and prepared, but I'm gonna look at Bahardor, the last pre-generated character. Warrior. Oh, interesting. So, soldier, operative, warrior. So it's almost like we have 3 flavors of military persons, right? Oops, did it again. There we go. Warrior. Warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage in close quarters combat and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Core feature: melee, movement and dodge, armor and parry, taunt, soaking damage. Charge, keystone feature, charge, and endure. Charge: the warrior moves in a straight line and launches a melee attack against any target in the warrior's path. This attack does not count towards the limit of the warrior's attacks per turn. There must be at least 2 free cells between the warrior and the target to use charge. Endure. Until the warrior's next turn, they gain plus toughness bonus, divided by 2 deflection, and 10 character levels divided by 6 temporary wounds. Ultimate abilities: Daring Breach. Only 2 ultimate abilities. Daring Breach, Heroic Act. The warrior immediately restores all AP and MP and gains plus AGI bonus MP until the end of the turn. They do not lose MP after performing attacks. The warrior has no limit on melee attacks this turn. Daring to reach desperate measures. I don't quite know what the difference between a heroic act and a desperate measure is. With the desperate measure, starting from the next round and until the end of combat, the warrior cannot use charge and their MP are reduced by -3. MP, I assume, are points that are used to power abilities. And they replenish between combat is my assumption. Interesting. So he's also from a death world, and he's a commissar. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum regiment. You used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Features. At all costs, the commissar shoots an allied character with a pistol equipped in their primary hand, dealing 100 plus commissar's coercion percentage of weapon damage. This shot ignores armor and deflection and always hits. If that ally is a Xenos, this always scores a critical hit. If the ally remains in combat, they gain the at all cost effect for 1 round. If that ally falls unconscious, this effect is instead applied to all of the commissar's other allies, except the commissaries themselves. And the cooldown of this ability is reset at the start of the commissary's next turn. So this is supposed to motivate one of your allies, but you can seriously hurt them and take them out of the fight. So it could really backfire. They don't explain the benefits of doing this. They just explain the negatives. So I'm a little bit confused by at all costs. Because it says right at the start, the commissar shoots an allied character with the pistol equipped in their primary hand. So what's the plus? What's the plus side of this? Iconic sidearm. Shots with a pistol in their primary hand deal +2 times commissar's BS bonus. More damage gained, plus 15% critical hit chance, and +2 times commissar's is that fellowship? FEL? Fellowship bonus. Dodge reduction. I feel like I'm reading a pen and paper RPG player's handbook right now. Anyone who's ever played a pen and paper role-playing game should feel right at home, I imagine. But for someone like myself who has only kind of admired those kind of games from afar and has played one campaign in his one D&D campaign in his entire life and did not even get around to finishing it. This is definitely overwhelming. Definitely overwhelming. Let's look at the talents for Bahardor. 1 for the enemies, 2 for the traders. The effect of the iconic sidearm is not active when a pistol is equipped in either hand. Let them know fear. While the commissar is adjacent to an enemy, their allies gain +1 commissar's fellowship bonus. Resolve. If there are no creatures in a 2-cell radius, the commissary gains +1 commissar's fellowship bonus divided by 2. Resolve. Motivation. The commissar's MP is increased by +1 character level divided by 10. All allies starting their turn in a 2-cell radius around the commissary also gain +1 character level. Once per round after the commissary performs an action with a pistol, they gain fellowship bonus divided by 2. MP does not stack. Summary execution. When the commissary uses at all costs while shooting from behind, the bonuses granted by the effect are doubled by the Emperor. If an ally remains in combat after being attacked with the ability at all costs, and then kills an enemy while under the effect, they will regain 30% of the wounds lost due to at all costs as temporary wounds. Okay, now we're kind of seeing the other side of this at all costs. You know what? I think I'm changing my tune a little bit. Coming into the game, I just assumed I'd be playing someone who used firearms primarily. But they have the close combat warrior archetype, and that's actually even more appealing to me. I might just go for a warrior and be a tank. I think I like the idea of that. So basically, now that I have an idea of how they put together these pre-generated characters, I'm gonna try my hand at creating my own. Fair warning that this could take a little bit of time. But seeing as this could be my one and only playthrough of this game, I wanna, take advantage of it and dig into more of the systems if I can, and kind of get more of the full experience. So I think this is a good opportunity for me to try creating a custom character. I'll try my best to not do anything stupid. Create a new character. Create your very own rogue trader from scratch. The detailed customization process allows you to choose who your character was before beginning your adventure. With a wide variety of options, you can determine their appearance, their characteristics, and their combat capabilities. Yes. Let's do it. So you can do a custom portrait. How do you get to the custom portrait? Create a new portrait preset or select the portrait you created earlier and then press change portrait. Oh man. So if you're an artist, you can just go crazy and upload your own. Okay, I'm not gonna go that far. And I'm not a good artist. I'm gonna create a male. So some of these portraits so far are quite nice. Some of them are ridiculous, but even the ridiculous ones look good. Yeah, they're pretty high quality portraits. I quite like them. Oh, it's an Asian guy. Perfect. I knew they'd put me in the game. Wow. I mean, this lady looks like she's an inquisitor. It looks badass. This guy looks like a Han Solo swashbuckler type. This guy looks badass as well. Oops. No. Okay. So, I believe... Yeah, actually, among the male characters, there's quite a few good ones. I like this guy. This guy's alright. Asian guy. He looks like he's wearing like those wigs from the 15th, 16th century France. That kind of throws me off. This guy looks pretty cool. She is... I don't know about the smile. I don't know why she's so happy. Okay, I think we'll go for this guy. Asian brother, let's go. Now we actually customize my in-game appearance. So cool. Yeah, I gotta say there are some times when I'm in a frame of mind where this sort of character customization, this level of detail is just way too much, and I'm just extremely impatient, and I just want to get on with things. But for today, for this blind playthrough, I'm all in on this sort of thing. So a lot of scars. I don't know about the scars. You guys very happy about something. You guys got a scowl. Looks very scared. Amazing. There's only one Asian face. Like this is like the, yeah. All right. Not a lot of choice on the Asian side of things. Buff, flabby, but also kind of buff or slim. Well, if I'm gonna be a warrior tank type, I'll go for the buff look. Very pale. Reddish. Hair. All right. Oh my god. Look at this glorious hairstyle. Yeah, this looks like a fighting game character. What is this? This reminds me of Kung Lao. Or not, kind of Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. There's a good number of hairstyles. I like this one. Yeah. Hair color. Yes. Well, there's way more colors than they're letting on. There's like a whole 3 pages of hair color. And go like for go. Eyebrows. Get really exaggerated, some of these eyebrows. Like really far out. I think I like this one. It's very boring, but I'll match the hair color. Beard. No beard. I usually don't go beards for my custom characters. Scars. So it outfitted me with option 8 of 16. It's actually not bad. I kind of got used to it already. But in my portrait, I have a bit of like a pencil mustache. So I get a pencil mustache going? Nah, forget it. I don't have to match my illustrated portrait. I normally also don't go for scars, but my character origin, I'm thinking maybe from a death world. So he's been through some stuff. He's had a hard life, for sure. 5 is tasteful, a little understated. 6 is very far out. 7 as well. We've seen 8. 9 is also pretty subtle. 12 is subtle. Looks like I got clawed by an animal or a large cat. Oh boy. It's like a chemical burn. Yeah, another chemical burn. Okay, what was the first one that I sort of liked? It was not too far out. It was 5, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's do 5. I'm gonna say no to tattoos. Augmentations. Chin graft. Oh, I quite like this one. Let's keep going though. Headband. Another chin implant. Well, this one's cool too. Oh, that's okay. Oh, wow. This the top part of my face is got a bronze plate attached to it. Yeah, some of these are really cool looking, while others are extremely ridiculous. It's a breathe right. You know, I sometimes put on these strips while I sleep because I have breathing problems sometimes. You gotta look at them all, you know, I gotta look at them all. Come on, man. The nose knows. It's like a... Put like a gas nozzle into my head to fill up on gas. Where's the implant on this one? I would need to be bold to see it, so too bad. Bald guys only. So primarily on the back of the head. Yeah, some of them are very subtle. Like this one. This one's extremely subtle. Just that little dud on my forehead. What is this last one? Oh, okay. Alright, well, I think I liked this one, and I also liked this one. And I think those are the two front runners. Yeah, those are the two front runners by far. Let's go for this one. This looks more cybery, for lack of a better word. Wait, now we do voice. Oh, there's 2 augmentations you can do? Oh, snap. I might just do the one. I may just combine the two that I liked. I could do that. Where's the one that's just the nose piece? That's why I feel like I'm from Dune. Like at the Fremen or something. There's the... Oh, God. Yeah, I just do like one of these subtle ones. Which one is it? This one.
Fit for the fond Phalancia
Okay,
annals.
we're kind of getting near the end of the cosmetic side of customization. Oops.
You didn't stand a chance.
Let my fury rain down upon
Lance batteries, volley! Your existence is naught but ashes.
Heretic
you
mail.
behold the wrath of madness.
Through ruinous favor, Now that's interesting.
No voice? Well,
Perfect.
can't have that.
Through chaos.
Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
Pious mail?
I'll bring
For the Emperor!
Success is the only time to reap the spoils of the best defense is a good offer. I will unleash the storm of my Empyrean. Take this sacrifice. Ruinous favor.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
Yeah, I think I will go pious mail. I was kind of torn between pious or heretic. I'll go pious. Alright, here we go. Homeworld. Okay, I read the Death World description. I'm pretty down to Death World. I get strength, toughness, agility. This is perfect for if I'm going to be a warrior. Less intelligence, less fellowship though. Survival instinct is what again? Oops. The following features will be available after Origin advancement. Brutal Hunter. More critical hit chance against targets with a bleeding effect. Or 50% or less of their maximum wounds. I do know coming into this game that they use the term wounds to refer to hit points. It's something I need to get used to though. I'm always sort of a little bit confused when I see wounds being thrown around in the descriptions. Trusty weapons, Death World character gain plus 10% to critical hit chance for axes, hammers, and las weapons. But I want to use a sword. Is there anything for swords? I suffer less toughness bonus from fire, toxic damage, and bleeding. That's good. When a beast, every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower by +5. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. Tenacity. Once per combat, when a Deathworld character suffers the stun, blinded, or immobilized effect, this effect is ignored and they instead gain plus 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary. Okay. Voidborn. I think this is a good homeworld if I want to play a Psyker, because it gives me willpower and intelligence boosts. So I'm gonna skip this. I'm not gonna read through this one. Hive World. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the swaths, is that how you pronounce it? Great swathes of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities, bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. Features: strength in numbers. Hive world characters gain +1 fellowship bonus, divided by 2 resolve. If there are 3 or more creatures, allies, or enemies in a 3-cell radius. Yet they suffer a -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. Well, while they're extroverts, I guess you could say. Interesting. Fellowship. Fellowship represents the character's ability to interact with other creatures to deceive, charm, or befriend them. High fellowship will help a character find a way to approach the gathering of unsociable servants or to effortlessly make deals with treacherous merchants. It also affects the persuasion, coercion, and commerce skills. It got me thinking. If I'm going to be a rogue trader and I'm going to be taking on party members, each of my party members is going to fill a very specialized role on my team. As the rogue trader, as the main character, it would make sense that I am the natural leader, right? So it would make the most sense if I was someone with high leadership, high charisma, someone who can talk and negotiate, right? It would just make sense. It doesn't make sense for me to be like a big brute warrior. But hey, it's I just play the game I want to play. If everyone is going to be the leader, the natural leader, rogue trader, then it would really narrow down the build and playstyle possibilities, wouldn't it? I'm not gonna get hung up too much about that. So get bonuses for range weapons. Oh, here's something for melee. If a high roll character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased by +10. If an enemy has melee superiority against a high roll character, the effect is decreased by -10. Oh, okay. It's melee superiority. What is that about? In melee combat, any target surrounded by more allies than enemies receives a +10 weapon skill bonus. Oh, I see. For each additional ally, larger creatures need to be surrounded by more than 2 enemies to provide this advantage to the attackers. Let's look at Forge World. Forge Worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge Worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge World's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. Forge for a purpose. Forge World characters choose one augmentation system from the following list. Subskin armor, locomotion system, analytics system, so intelligence and toughness modifiers, -5 fellowship, Pinnacles of weaponry. This helps out plasma, melta, or power weapons. Flame weapons. Heavy armor. While wearing heavy armor, Forge World characters gain +1 MP, +1 deflection, and cannot fall prone. Calculated relations. Forge World characters can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Imperial World. An Imperial World is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal God Emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. Humanity's finest. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon skill or ballistic skill and add a +10 bonus. Huh. But you can't do it to a weapon skill? That's kind of lame. Ready to serve. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such an ability, their resolve is increased by fellowship bonus divided 2 for 1 round. Resolve influences how efficiently and for how long characters can fight in the battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. Okay. While under 40% wounds, Imperial World characters gain a +10 bonus to all characteristics and +2 to resolve. No heresy. Doing my part. If you know the character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, the first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs -1 AP less. Stronger together. All allies, excluding Xenos, in the current party gain +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. Interesting. I can see Imperial World being a really powerful homeworld selection. Fortress World. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting. Each time a Fortress World character kills an enemy, they gain +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stacks of Never Stop Shooting percentage chance that the first attack this round will cause 0 AP. It will not count toward the attack limit per turn. If this effect triggers, all the stacks are lost. Perception and willpower boost, fellowship decrease. Combat addict. Fortress World characters gain a +7 to ballistic skill, perception, and willpower while in combat. Yet while out of combat, their intelligence, fellowship, perception, and willpower are decreased by 7. Hail of Steel. Spare magazine. Never stop believing. When all stacks and never stop shooting should be lost, they become willpower divided 3 stacks instead. And additionally, a Fortress World character may upgrade their willpower characteristics, even if their current archetypes do not allow it. Okay, I gave Voidborn short shrift. I read every other description, but I didn't read Voidborn, so I'm gonna give it, give it some love. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero-gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn in their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. Yeah, definitely weirdos, right? Fortune. A Voidborn character can reroll any field attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against the Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. For willpower intelligence, boosted, strength not. Okay. Okay, I think I will go for Death World. These are essentially the classes. Psyker, no. Noble. Let me start from the top. Astra Militarum Commander. Regiment Tactics, that's right. So ballistic skill and fellowship, athletics, coercion, fellowship. This seems a little counter to the Death World, Homeworld. It's definitely not. It's not leading into the strengths of the Death World person. With the exception of maybe athletics. Everything else is kind of like the opposite. Commissar. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers. I think I read the description already with the pre-generated character. Very similar modifiers, characteristic modifiers and skill modifiers as the Astra Militarum Commander. Crime Lord. I read the Crime Lord description as well. So I wonder if I don't have a character with a high intelligence, is this a bad pick? Because they use logic, which is an intelligence skill. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a good pairing with Death World, which I'm kind of sad about. There's a lot of... I'm going to keep saying this throughout the early hours of this playthrough, but yeah, there's just so much detail. I feel like you need to take a course on how to play this game before actually playing it. Okay, so here's something that boosts strength. They gain willpower bonus stacks of zeal. They gain +1 stack of zeal for each enemy they attack with a bolt or flamer or a chain melta or power weapon for the first time in combat. They gain +2 stacks of zeal for each demon or Xenos killed in combat by any source. Still doesn't seem like a great pick for Death World Warrior. Navy Officer. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. Oh right, there's also a naval combat in this game. Toughness, more toughness, that's good. Perception. Okay. Carouse. Awareness. You know, I'm thinking the Navy officer might not be a bad pick. Targets of the melee attacks must pass an agility resistance test with a -10 penalty for all, or fall prone. Ooh, a parry? Or when they do a successful parry, they can immediately make an attack with their secondary weapon against the same enemy. Get into cover. Okay, I'm liking the Navy officer, just in terms of like gameplay, how it complements my homeworld choice. Noble. The high nobility of the Imperium, or an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. You serve me. The noble assigns one ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains +10 Noble's Fellowship bonus, critical hit chance against that target. Only be used once per combat. Okay. I don't think this one's for me, although I like that you serve me. You serve me feature. Okay. And Sanction Psyker. Sorry for speeding through some of this stuff. I already sort of made the decision in my head, which is why I'm not as willing to read through this stuff. I'm also definitely not going to be playing a Psyker. I don't normally go Spellcaster in RPGs. I find that it adds an extra layer of complexity to what are already complex games, so it's more for an advanced playthrough, maybe. But yeah, I'm not gonna worry about being a Psyker. Navy officer, I believe, is what I want to go with. Imagine being a noble who grew up on a death world. It just doesn't fit. But yeah, I mean, Navy officer as well. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Navy officer. Then we are picking a triumph. We have 3. Apex abilities. You lured a pirate squadron into the gravitational tear of a star, thereby destroying the whole fleet through your cunning alone. Skill modifiers. Tech use +5. Illustrious glory. Your ship became the first to take a now reclaimed warp route to a cluster of humanity's lost worlds. Commerce +5. Feat of greatness. Under your command, a void ship braved a terrible warp storm without a single casualty among the crew. Awareness +5. I might go for Feat of Greatness since it boosts awareness and it's a perception skill. And I believe perception is one of my character's strengths due to being from a death world, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Feat of Greatness. Darkest Hour. So this is like a negative trait. Grim Portents. You have journeyed through dark and forsaken systems, and the things you have seen have left a mark on your soul that will never heal. Intelligence -5. Logic -5, pardon me. Brand of Shame. Once in your past, when the temptation of easy gains got the better of you, you resorted to piracy and were caught red-handed. Commerce -5. Shadow of Torment. Your ship was boarded by pirates and you barely survived, enduring many horrors during your time in captivity. This would never have happened to me. Persuasion -5. I'll be the guy who has bad business sense. Resort to piracy. You know, I was young and dumb. What are you gonna do? Getting near the end. I do intend to finish character creation for this episode. So hang in there with me. I appreciate anyone who's kept watching up to this point. Okay, so here's a bit of a summary on my character so far. Death World for my home world. Navy Officer Origin. Feat of Greatness for my Triumph. And Brand of Shame for my Darkest Hour. So what am I supposed to do here? Oh, I select my, I guess my starting class. I already decided I want to be a warrior. Exceptional melee prowess. Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't. I've looked through these sheets already. I have a general sense of what's up. So my major pluses are toughness and strength. And I have weapon skill and agility. Okay. These are, I guess, ascensions for warrior, assassin, and vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard sounds awesome. That's this game. I don't know how many playthroughs. You can do so many different playthroughs of this game if you're really into it. Oh, there's also a third specialization called the Arc Militant. Let's take a look at that one. An Arc Militant is a formidable master of warfare, able to blend various weapons and styles mid-combat, be it melee or range or anything in between. Okay, sort of a Swiss Army knife. You kind of going back into like a range play style if you go Arc Militant, right? Where it seems like Assassin and Vanguard are still sticking to the close quarters style of engagement. Okay, and then at the very end, level 36, you become an Exemplar. All these classes narrow down eventually into an Exemplar, which is interesting. I mean, do you have to become an Exemplar, or can you just stay as one of these mid-tier specializations? That's a question, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna go Warrior. Okay. Oh my goodness, I think this part is gonna take a while. So I have 30 points to distribute. Weapon skill reflects a character's competence in all forms of close combat. It increases their parry and reduces enemy parry chance against melee attacks. It also increases chances of scoring a critical hit in melee combat. That's going to be boosted up a lot. Strength represents how physically strong a character is. It affects the damage a character inflicts with melee weapons. It allows them to lift heavier objects. For each point of strength bonus, characters deal plus 5% more damage with one-handed melee weapons and plus 10% more damage with two-handed melee weapons. It also affects the athletics skill. Toughness. I already got a fair bit. My base toughness are quite high thanks to both my Death World and Navy Officer origins. That's sweet. I probably don't have to increase toughness as much then on this screen. Defines how easily a character can shrug off pain, as well as how easily they can resist toxins, poisonous environments, disease, and other physical ailments. Yeah. Definitely gotta have this up high as well. Agility. We got a boost thanks to Death World. Measures a character's quickness, reflexes, and poise. High agility allows a character to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or to keep their footing when crossing treacherous terrain. It improves the character's initiative, dodge chance, and reaction. If a character uses a melee weapon, their dodge reduction is equal to the half of their agility. It also affects the demolition skill. Dodge reduction. This parameter determines how much a character reduces enemies' chances to successfully dodge their attacks. The higher the value of this parameter, the more effective the character's attacks will be. Okay. I'm gonna be a dum-dum. Just leave it at intelligence 25. Can I reduce? I can't reduce anymore. This is the base amount, so that's the lowest I can go. Perception, also fairly high for my character. Describes how well a character perceives their surroundings. Right. So, I mean, it kind of factors into defense as well. Awareness skill. It encompasses the subconscious ability to react to things that the conscious mind may not perceive. Awareness allows a character to notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and unusual or suspicious elements in the environment. Definitely a key trait for a rogue or thief, ranger, that sort of archetype. I mean, yeah, it factors into defense for my warrior, so I shouldn't ignore it, but I don't think I need to prioritize it too much. High willpower allows characters to exert control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. It also increases the chances of resisting negative mental effects and psychic powers. Okay. Fellowship. Oh yes, like are you a team player or not? Can you persuade people? Yeah, I'm not gonna care about ballistic skill. How are we gonna play this? So you can only put in 5 points at a time. I thought it was just like 1 point at a time. It's in 5-point increments. Interesting. I want my character to be naturally tough. He may not be as well trained on the weapons side of things, but he's just innately tough. There's a maximum to how much you can boost something. So I put 15 right into no, pardon me, 10. Why I say 15, 10 the strength. Put 5 into weapon skill. Another one into toughness. Another one into agility. This affects initiative too, right? Initiative would be really important. At the start of each battle, all characters in combat are separated into allied and enemy groups with 2 to 4 characters in each. An allied group's turn alternates with an enemy's group's turn. A character's initiative determines which group of allies or enemies they are assigned to. The higher a character's initiative, the higher the chances of being added to a group that is closer to the start of the initiative tracker, therefore allowing them to act first in combat. The first to act is the group whose average initiative, total initiative divided by the number of characters in the group, is the highest. It's important for any type of character to be able to go sooner, right? I feel like putting all the rest into agility, so my agility equals my strength and toughness. Perception is a little lower, weapon skills a little lower. I think it's like a decent spread. Yeah, I think it's a decent spread. I go next. Wait a sec. I go back. Okay, I thought I also need to like do something with the skill. The skills are just these. I guess these numbers will change depending on how I distribute points into like the other column, right? So, okay, I was worried I need to do more stuff. I don't see anything changing in the skills section. Anyway, weapon skill 35. Okay, yeah, cool. So, next. So this is the final step, it looks like. Void ship. I only have one option. Sword class frigate. Patient Fortune. The Sword class frigate is a classic void ship design proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. Estimated dimensions, blah blah blah. The Von Valancius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the non-Valancius dynasty. Von Valancius dynasty, pardon me. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drivers are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship's size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Coronis Expanse. Numerous Von Valencia's rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valencia's dynasty. We'll just leave the name alone and just continue. It's by pressing A, it means edit name. But I'm just gonna, I can randomize it. Malefactor's Repentance. Mercy of the Stars. No mercy. Trailblazer. Redemption Inexorable. Unforgiven. Apex Predator. Seeker's Haven. Righteous Absolution. Righteous Absolution. Gloriam Libertatum. Daring Destiny. Okay, let's go Righteous Absolution. So they expect you to edit the name. That's interesting. I think I'm ready. Result. Ignatius. I'm gonna edit the name. I might just go randomize. I just want to do like a lore accurate, like a world accurate name. I just don't want to put my own name. But I don't think I can think of one myself. So I'm gonna do a randomize until I can find one that I think is appropriate. Macarius. I think I like this one. Macarius. All right. Here's Macarius. I am a Navy officer with origins from a death world. A feat of greatness, brand of shame. Actually, 1 second. My feat of greatness. Yeah, my triumph is feat of greatness, and my what do you call this? My negative is brand of shame. I have brace for impact ability. No, I think my commerce sucks, eh? That's the only skill I have that's in the red. So I think when it comes to trading, I'm going to be paying a lot more unless I can get someone else in my party to do all the buying and selling. I don't know if that's possible. But I hope having such a crappy commerce skill is not going to be too much of a drag for me. Oh, look, there's outfit settings. Oh, Jesus, so much customization. It's both good and bad. I think I like the white strap. Or the gray. The white collar. I shouldn't get hung up on this one detail. I think I like this one. Yeah. Show clothes on. Show helmet. Show backpack. It's not really applicable right now because I don't have any equipment. I think now I am finally ready. Apply. You have to hold down the button. Yeah, I think I'm good. Oh my goodness. Upper decks. Okay, so I'm gonna watch whatever cutscene, whatever cinematics they have. We'll watch that, and then at the first opportunity, I'm just gonna save. And then that's when we'll call the episode. This game is built with Unity, and it looks fantastic. I don't normally associate Unity with really attractive graphics, but no, I think already I can tell they did a great job with their visual presentation.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Choices and dialogues. You are in a dialogue. Here you can learn more about current events, influence the character you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply with left stick and confirm with your choice using A. I can close that. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense, it is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? Who is this guy supposed to be? I guess we can find out more, eh? How do we... I cannot... Yeah, I can only select God Emperor. I want to highlight Konrad Voidvir's name to get more information on who this guy is, but well, I can rotate the camera. Sweet. I'll be a bit of an asshole.
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention. Allow me to introduce myself. Konrad Voidvir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Highlighted words can help you better understand the world of the game or its mechanics. Press Y to switch to description view mode. Words are highlighted when they first appear in a text. Use right stick in the dialog box to see the desired highlighted term again. Got it. My name is Macarius. Commodore Macarius van Meinard, Lord Captain of Drusus Blessing. I have no intention of introducing myself. Well, I won't be like that.
My regards, Lord Captain. Though perhaps I should refrain from addressing you thus while aboard this vessel. With all due respect, Commodore.
Oh, I'm not supposed to call myself Lord Captain? Wait, I don't even know... I would assume Lord Captain is of a higher rank than Commodore, so I've given myself a higher status? That I didn't mean to be so ridiculous. I kind of regrets. I should have just said my name is Macarius.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you. or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
I have a lot of questions. Why am I aboard this vessel? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. You say I am one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there's another candidate. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it. I want to know what a Master of Whispers is.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Okay. Let's ask about the other candidates.
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
So this one to trade, it's basically gives me the right to run roughshod all over the galaxy. That's great. Let's get to the chase.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okay. Well, the voice acting so far, even from this slightly unsavory character, is I shouldn't call him unsavory, but he's kind of like slightly greasy, slightly sort of I don't know. Yeah. It's good. It's good. New quest. By the right of blood, rogue trader Theodore von Valencias. Blah, blah, blah. Follow Kunrad.
With each step, I forge my destiny.
Yeah, I'm playing with the gamepad, obviously, and I do appreciate the direct control I have over my character. Press right stick to switch between different camera control modes. Okay. You can zoom in. I like zoomed out. Okay. Close this. Alright, as promised, I'm going to use this opportunity to save. I really only budgeted time in this first episode to create my character. And in the next episode is when I'll be digging into the game's prologue and tutorial and see what awaits me there. So thank you very much for watching this first episode of my Rogue Trader Blind playthrough. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I thank you sincerely for sticking around to the very end. If you did, if you enjoy this content, of course, please give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't, and leave me some constructive criticism in the comments. do consider subscribing to the channel so I can grow and motivate myself to continue making more of these videos. And yes, without further more without any further words, let's end it here. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.